Candidate detected. Performing physical analysis.
Greetings YouTube, Simon here, welcome to another Final Fantasy VII Remake video guide. Now, today we're going to be introduced to Chadley. Chadley is this interesting character right here, and he actually works for Shinra, but he also has his own agenda, which we don't yet really know about, so we'll leave that until the future. However, what he's going to do is offer us a number of interesting quests that are going to revolve around collecting enemy data, and this data is going to be used by Chadley to create new materia, which lo and behold we'll be able to get from him as rewards, though we do have to purchase it. Nothing comes for free in the world of Midgar.
You of all people can appreciate the tremendous power of materia, as well as how it might be wielded against your corporate enemies.
Now, when you first approach Chadley, you will not be able to interact with him in any way, shape or form, but eventually the story will give you the opportunity to do so automatically, and from that point on you can return to him whenever you wish in order to check up on any progress and collect any rewards. Now, once you've gone ahead and gone through the introductory dialogue, you'll then find the new battle intel option from the main menu. So if you open that, you can see it along with any number of battle intel quests that are currently activated. Right here at this particular moment, there is only one. And not particularly surprisingly, it's fairly self-explanatory. This is an easy one to start us off with. All we need to do is assess two enemy types using the materia that Chadley's just provided for us. So that is a yellow materia, which you will want to go ahead and equip on either Cloud or Tifa immediately. And then you can simply make your way back to the area with the monsters, the scrap heap pile that we visited earlier on in the chapter. And one thing you'll notice is that the enemies in this game do actually respawn, and so the enemies are back once more. Now what we need to do is make sure we build up whichever party member has the assess materia to 1 ATB bar at least, and then we can go ahead and cast the assess spell on any enemy. Now we do need to cast it on two unique enemies, so if I cast it on this Gorger B here for example, I can't then go ahead and cast it on Gorger A because that is the same enemy type. So once we've gone through this battle, we'll have completed 1 out of 2 for this quest. We'll need to find a different enemy. And if you did this area earlier on, you'll remember there are 2 enemy types here, so it's almost as if this area and this quest were kind of made for each other. Now, a little tip for you. Once you've assessed the Gorger enemy, you'll note that it is weak to ice magic, which is the blizzard spell. I'm going to strongly advise you at this point to actually cast the blizzard spell on one Gorger enemy in this area. That will actually save you having to return here to do another quest in the future. Okay, so once we've gone ahead and assessed the Gorger enemy, we're going to go ahead and find the other enemy type that's in this area. That are these rats, or were-rats as they're very nicely known. So once more we need to build up an ATB bar so that we can go ahead and select the assess materia. One of the challenges actually with these particular quests is making sure you meet the quest requirements before defeating the enemies in battle. So I'm playing on normal difficulty. I could imagine on easy or classic, then that could be even more challenging when enemies are dropping so darn quickly. But there we have it. So we've gone ahead and assessed 2 unique enemy types. Now, one of the good things about quests in Final Fantasy VII Remake is you get an automatic fast travel option once you've completed the requirements. You don't have to take it if you wanted to stay in the area and perform other tasks, but it's there if you want to use it. So once we've gone ahead and returned to Chadley, we'll go through the obligatory dialogue and we'll get a nice bit of gil reward, and we can use some of that gil to purchase the main reward, which is a new materia, the auto cure materia. Indeed, so as well as going ahead and purchasing our materia rewards, we can also use Chadley if we wish to do so to reset our weapon skills. Now, this does have a cost associated with it, a gil cost, and right now the gil cost appears to be 100 gil per weapon, but I'm going to assume that as we continue to level weapons up, that cost is going to increase. Okay, so the auto cure materia is an interesting materia, and I'm going to advise that if you want to use it, you use it on party members that you're not going to be regularly using in battle yourself, i.e. party members that you're generally going to allow the AI to control for you. Now, normally, an AI-controlled character in battle will not expend any ATB gauge, and that's because the player themselves is going to select abilities that they want the party members to use, and as you know, other AI characters will just use their standard attacks. However, with Auto-Cure equipped, once an AI is controlling a party member, they will actually cast that ability, in this case Cure, up to 3 times per battle, so long as they have the ATB and MP to do so. I.e., if your party members fall below a threshold of health, then that ability will be cast by that party member that has the auto cure equipped. Now, once you've leveled auto cure up, then the party member that's using it can actually cast cure not 3 times but 10 times per battle. So I can certainly see it being a pretty decent ability to have, just to take some of the pressure off remembering to heal our party member so that we can focus on other things and the AI can take care of some of that stuff as well. Now, once you've gone ahead and collected your rewards, Chadley is going to provide you with 3 other battle intel quests automatically. The first of which is called Magic Elements Part 1. Now, this is an interesting one. This doesn't have to do with assessing enemies, but rather using the enemy weaknesses against them in terms of the elements. And this means that you need to have attacked an enemy that's weak to fire, an enemy that's weak to lightning, and an enemy that's weak to ice magic with the appropriate elements at least one time. Now, the good news is, if you've done this in the past, even before Chadley was unlocked, such as, you know, defeating enemies with those elements that had those weaknesses in chapters 1 and 2, then that data is still going to be used to tick off those particular parts of the quest. Which means that if you followed my advice a few moments ago and used ice magic on one of the Gorger enemies, you won't need to return to the scrap heap here as I am having to do. You can literally hand that quest in immediately. I didn't know that at the time, of course, so a quick visit back here will soon remedy that and complete the quest for us. Which means it's just a case once more of building up a single ATB gauge and then using that to cast ice magic on these enemies that are weak to ice. And once 3 unique elements have been used against enemies with the appropriate weaknesses, the quest will be complete, and of course we can simply return to Chadley to collect our next reward.
I have to tell you that I'm grateful for all of your help thus far. I've done it.
Now, unfortunately, there is no gil reward for this particular quest, but the materia reward is a nice wind element materia, and we can purchase that for the low price of 100 gil. So I would recommend that you go ahead and do so. And there we have it, a good introduction to Chadley. Now, don't forget there are still 2 further quests we need to complete for him, but we'll do those as we go, as we continue on through the game. I'm sure it's possible that maybe you could go back to the scrapyard and focus on them, but that sounds like a little bit too much effort since those enemies are kind of weak, and it is going to require staggering enemies to complete those quests. But there we have it then, folks. I'm going to continue on completing some more quests around this area. I'll make sure to cover that with some additional videos, so please do stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be covering the heck out of this game as I go here, and we'll be live streaming it as well. So it'd be fun if you guys can stop by and join me for that. But thanks so much for your time today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.